All right, you've built a funnel to create consistent sales of your online course. You are ready for people to be buying your programs all hours of the day. Wake up to Stripe notifications. It's the dream, right? But what happens when that doesn't happen right away? How do we know if our funnel or where our funnel is leaking? That's what I want to talk about in today's video, because let me be totally real and transparent with you. I don't know anyone who has built their evergreen funnel for a new offer and gotten it 100% right off the bat. That just doesn't happen, right? The idea is that you need to create that funnel. I like to call it your minimum viable funnel. Just get it out there, get it published, start getting some traction, getting some leads to go through that funnel. And then what you're going to do is you're going to start to get data. You're going to start to understand what's working, what's not working, how to tweak, optimize, and fix it so that you can turn it into this really amazing, high converting, dreamy funnel that you want for your business, right? So let's walk through that a little bit. When we think about a funnel, I actually kind of hate the word funnel. So one day I will come up with a better word for this, whether we want to call it a sales process, or I've heard people talk about sales machines. Again, I don't love the word machine, but if we think about it as a sales process, the first action that happens, it's like the top of funnel, right? That is when someone is registering for a pre-recorded webinar. They are signing up for a lead magnet. They are basically putting their hand up and saying, yeah, I want that thing that you are offering to me. That sort of kicks off your funnel, right? And so this can look like a lot of different things. This could be webinar, a lead magnet of some kind, like some kind of PDF or ebook, could even be a quiz, could be a 3-part video series, could be a lot of different things. And what it isn't the be all and end all of what's going to make your funnel successful. You can choose, like I have some preferences, but you can really choose anything, and all of those things can be successful. It's what's going to work with you, your offer, your messaging, your people, right? So we have the top of funnel piece happening. And then we're going to go into like the nurture phase of our funnel, where we're really offering value, we're creating connection, we're getting that new subscriber to learn a few things, to get to know us, our story, our case studies and testimonials, how we do things, and ultimately about our offer, right? And we're going to pitch our offer during that middle part of the funnel. And then the bottom part of the funnel is where they're making a decision about whether or not to join your program, buy your course, whatever this looks like. And that's the sort of bottom of funnel, right? So when we think of a funnel, the number one most important number or piece of data that you want to have a handle on is your conversion rate. And so what does that mean? It means the percentage of people who end up buying your course or program who came into your funnel. So if 100 people signed up for that thing, that webinar or that PDF lead magnet, whatever it might be, at the top of your funnel, if 100 people came through and 5 purchased, that's a 5% conversion rate. It's pretty easy math, right? So the industry standard conversion rate for course creation, like funnels, evergreen funnels with cold traffic, tends to be around the 1% to 2% range. Sounds really bleak, but that is industry average. And so I want you to aim for higher, right? Let's set your sights on 5%, 7.5%, maybe even 10% when you take into consideration the more longer term conversions that are going to happen as well. We can get into that another time. Ultimately, you need to understand the conversion rate, because even bumping up your conversion rate by 1 percentage point can actually mean a huge difference to your bottom line revenue for your business. So that's the number one most important number you need to be concerned about. But what other areas might your funnel leak, right? How can we go about fixing a funnel that isn't really converting for us? Well, there are all of these different data points along the way that you need to identify and track so that you can understand where things are working and where they might not be working. So at the top of funnel space, you need to look at, okay, how many people are registering for my thing? Let's just say it's a webinar. How many are registering for that webinar? Of all the traffic that I send to that registration page, How many are opting into the webinar? That's like data point number one. Because again, the higher we can make that registration rate on that page, the better, right? We don't want to be sending oodles of traffic to this page if none of them are actually registering for the webinar. So that's data point number one. Then we're going to look at the middle of funnel, and there are a bunch of data points in there that we can look at. Are people opening up my emails inside of the funnel? Are they actually clicking through to watch the webinar or watch the video series or listen to the private podcast or whatever it might be that you're using as a piece of content to, get your message across and pitch your offer? Are they clicking through to the sales page, right? What does that look like? So there are, again, data points in that middle part of the funnel that you're going to identify and start to track. Then the bottom of funnel is basically, are they buying my offer? Are they buying my course? And that is how many people you could look at once they click onto the sales page, how many of them actually go through to the checkout page and buy? So there's another data point. And when you start tracking these data points, you'll be able to measure them against, I give all of my students kind of benchmarks of what they should be hitting. And then you're able to see, hey, hang on a second. If my benchmark for, let's say, my webinar registration page at the top of funnel, let's say that benchmark, we want that to be at 45% or higher. Well, if I'm down at 25%, that's a place where my funnel is leaking, where I could be doing a better job of getting people to click, to actually register when they land on that page. So how can I make that page more enticing, make it better? Sometimes it's just a matter of changing the headline or making the buttons more obvious, right? There can be really simple things. If people aren't opening up my emails, well, I'm going to look at my subject lines, right? If people aren't clicking through and attending the webinar, what can I do there? I can start to make it a whole lot more enticing and juicy in my copy to get them to come and watch the webinar, right? Maybe I'm not doing a very good job of letting them know why they should spend 45 minutes or 60 minutes or however long it is to come and watch that webinar. So all of those things, once you start tracking them, you're going to be able to identify, oh, there's the thing that's not meeting the benchmark that I need to go and fix. And that is going to help me fix my funnel and not have it leak, right? Because here's what people do is they build a funnel, maybe it doesn't work, and then they think, oh, the secret is that I need to go run a bunch of paid ads to this funnel. That's how everybody does it. No, that is all that's going to do is literally send money down the drain for you, because what you're doing is you're taking a leaky funnel, picture it literally like a leaky bucket, and by turning on ads, you're just turning on a huge faucet and watching your money get through those holes in the bucket, right? Fall through the holes of the bucket. What you want to do is build out that funnel, test it organically first, make sure it's converting with your organic marketing, your warm audience. Then once we can say, yes, it's working, we've fixed up any leaks in our bucket, because I promise you there will be some leaks in the beginning, well then now let's go on and turn ads on and have an amazing, blow up our business moment in a good way by really turning on some huge traffic right into that funnel. And that's that's the next step of really scaling your business. That is the scoop on how to fix a funnel to go from a leaky funnel to a solid bucket. It's really all about monitoring that data. All right, in the next video, I want to walk you through some funnel trends that I have been noticing happening in the online space that I think you're going to need to know about.